car in the parking lot Tucson. Are you with me? We're standing with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Then if you get a roof on, like you haul, and I know we have to go slow, but we could go faster. Maybe the best.
Hey, hold on. Welcome in. Y'all, I'm gonna change the background tonight. I was supposed to put up, but we're gonna do Love and Marriage Huntsville review. We're gonna jump into to medicine, and then we're gonna jump into who them folks is, Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, oh Lord. So listen, y'all. Love and Marriage Huntsville does not come back mid-season until March 7th. March 7th. So they will not be back on TV until then. Now, this episode was very, very jaw-dropping because Maurice came out and said, as he's having a conversation with Miss Thing Kimmy, that he was trying to do a divorce, and we're gonna talk about that. He's been thinking of divorce, and she like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that? Why would you think that? And he was just like, we just not gonna talk about it. But let's get into what happened. So Tisha and Marceau had an event, which is an 80s event. They went in with a beatbox child, dropped off to everybody. They made up a beatbox song, and they're inviting everyone, including the Fletchers. Now, y'all know Tisha and the Fletchers have an issue. So, so they sitting here, inviting everybody. So then the night before, she say Kimmy is, coming and she bringing a baby. She say, who is the baby? Child, a beatbox, and what was it? Okay, but they did their best, child. So then we get to the night of the party, and Wanda is holding interviews for everybody walking in the door, right? So they show pictures of everybody in the 80s of what they look like at the 80s party. So as people walking in, because Wanda does, she says she's a blogger, she on YouTube, and she enjoyed doing it, asking the questions. And it's putting a paycheck in her pocket. So she says she's honored to do it. So everybody walking in, people that they know, she's asking questions. She having a talk. She's asking things, and she like, it's gonna be messy, Miss Wanda. So then Will walk in, and she said, can I call you Tall Will? She said, sure. When can you want a child flirting with him? Then on top of that, Trish and Ken walked in, and she was like, oh, do I say that it's wife and husband? And it was like, no, not yet. Oh, okay. And then the Fletchers, I forgot what she asked the Fletchers. And then the Fletcher's son was coming in, Chris, I think that's his name. And he was like, she say, so Destiny gonna be here. You ain't bring nobody to embarrass her. And he told me some what? And he, baby, she answered all questions. But when it got to Kimmy and Maurice was the whole crap show. Kimmy and Maurice are walking up. She asked them about how Martell feel about him saying that he has been talking about Maurice talking to the other woman. They asked her, do they know who it is? And she was like, I don't know who it is. And Maurice was like, I don't even know who that is. He basically said it was lies and all of that stuff, right? So then Martell walks up and she asked Martell about it. He said, well, because he blatantly said, he was honest, y'all. He said in his words, and Martell had hair, y'all. I should have took a picture and let y'all see Martell with hair. Martell, you need to get your hair back on your head. So Martell said, he did it because they were talking about, I guess Tisha was saying some things, and that's what allured him to do that last year. That's what it was for him to bring the girl on and stuff. So she kind of chin-checked him. They had a conversation that ended. Now this episode wasn't that long, y'all, so it was short. Now let's get into everybody sitting down. So at the table you had Tisha sitting by Miss Nell, which I was very appalled at. You have Miss Wanda at the table, Destiny, Tisha, and Kimmy. So they're having a conversation about the situation about switching cars and stuff, and about basically, that, and Destiny's starting to see Tisha is having more problems with everybody. Like, she's having issues with everybody in the sense, like, she was like, I don't know what's going on with her. She got some issues with everybody. And Tisha brought up the fact about Destiny and Nell, and they were having a conversation. Child, Miss Wanda didn't like how they went. And she said Destiny, she didn't know where Destiny loyalty lies, because it was like she's riding the fence with Nell and Tisha. She said she's not riding the fence and everything. So Miss Wanda asked her, how's everything between her and Miss Nell? And they said it was a comment that was made about Chris making a comment, and that's why. And Miss Wanda would say, well, Chris made a comment, that's why you and Nell fighting. Like, y'all women, what are y'all mad about that for? You know what I'm saying? And she said, y'all women, I'm going to tell y'all what y'all problem is. And Miss Wanda said, and Miss Nell agreed with her, say, tell it, Miss Wanda. And they argue about stupid A crap. Y'all got to first of all, when I saw that, I say I knew that was coming, because Miss Nell and Wanda are Gen X. They grew up around that same time. They are we don't take crap people, right? We don't take that child. We watch our own goddamn self. We ain't gotta take your shit. We gonna tell you what you look like. That's them. Versus millennials, Tish, Destiny. I don't know. I think we could put Kimmy in it, and Tisha, right? We kind of like, this is why we clash. We don't give a fuck. Like, shit, we said what we said. If we feel some type of way, we feel some type of way about it. But they are the type that's like, they can have a conversation. It might look like they argue, which we're going to get into. And it's kind of like, they understand each other. And I think people thought it was a heated argument. No, that was a conversation. Their conversations are weird. But I mean, that's just who they are. That's just who they are, okay? They don't know ish crew. And you gotta be like, yeah. And then so the conversation go on, and Miss Wanda, I forgot what it was said, but Miss Wanda and they'll go into it. All we know is that somebody say they don't give an F, they don't give an F. Then they saying then they was like, listen, I lost my mom, I really don't have time for this. And Wanda was like, I lost it, because I think it was something about losing a parent. But Wanda was like, I'm in the same boat as you. And I'm kind of like, what the fuck? So it was like, we both on the same page, but like into the argument, they both sided with each other, and they now okay. I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all Gen X's. Y'all, child, I don't know what's going on. That's why millennials look at y'all like, what? But then we be like, child, we so used to it, child. We kind of like, oh, okay. Anyway, so like, y'all be trying to get on us still. We be like, oh, okay. Anyway, so they did make up it, and the situation was great. Now we get into Maurice and Kimmy. So Maurice and Kimmy was having a conversation. She said she wanted to make sure that Maurice wasn't going to therapy, just for her and for him, and does he like it? Is it something that they can, work on for him? Kimmy saying she don't give Maurice any kitty cat half of the time. First of all, let me say this before we get into it. when Kimmy, well, a lot of people are mad at Maurice and kind of look at Kimmy sideways because if Kimmy was going through chemo and fighting that, she still, like she said, she would lift up her leg and still please him. But I think after that conversation and how people felt, and I think because she has, and I hear this a lot with women who have beat breast cancer, the momentum of sexual activity is kind of cut short because they kind of just like they're not feeling it. And sometimes it depends because I also hear, I'm not sure if Kimmy had it, I don't know, that's not my business, right? But I do hear women have vasectomies during that time because of the body, right? And how it affects certain things with breast cancer. I knew Kimmy was going to be, she's not turned off. She says she turned off with Maurice. I don't think she is. I think Kimmy, like, listen, I gave you when I was sick. I need more. I don't know what that more is. I don't know their business. But it sounded like she said, I need more. And Maurice was like, I'm giving you what all I got, girl. I give you what I could give you. Like, what else do you want? And it's kind of like, Maurice, you need, first of all, Maurice, I'm going to whoop you. I'm like Carlos, give me your Libra card. You as a Libra man should know what you should have did was took her on. You got to start letting your scales of luxury love show out. You could have paid for a nice, lovely resort trip, you and her, and they could have filmed that. You should have left money for her with some flowers where she go get her nails done, her toes and her hair done, and then give her a little extra money to go shopping. What is you doing? You are a Libra male. Y'all know how to trick. Do you hear me? I'm not saying trick like that. I'm saying trick as with your bags, jewelry, and all. You know how to show your... Maurice, I want to see you show your ass for your wife. Cook her a nice dinner. I don't care if it's takeout. Make it look like you cook. We don't give a damn. That's the more. We want to see that. When the last time you did that? When the last time she came home for work or you told her to go out and get something and then come in by 8 or 7? Because y'all empty nesters and you got candles and flowers laid out. When the last time you did that? Huh? When the last time you said, I know her hair, I made her hair appointment is paid for? See, y'all be dropping the ball. See, I'm going to get on you. I'm going to get on you. I have to get on you, Libra brother. I have to get on you because you know we about love and affection. And I seen that Maurice checked out. I need him to check back in a little bit. Maybe him checking out, he need to reflect, but he need to stop reflecting because he probably is the problem and snap back in and be like, all right, you know what? Let me do my end of the bargain as a husband. I'm tripping. I'm gonna tell you from your little Libra sister, you are tripping. You tripping. You tripping, brother. You like Tisha. I feel like Tisha is in her villain era, but Tisha, baby, we understand we're in our villain era this year. Calm down. Slow it back a little bit. You only learn how to use your villainess when it's time to you. You don't let nobody tell you how to use your villainess. You learn to use your villainess when it's time to use your villainess. Okay? You all over the place. You shoot do at everybody. Slow down. Calm down. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing? But yeah, so the conversation was that they say she hold on, let me tell them I'm on live. She probably on break. I'll tell her comment when she get on. Hold on, y'all. My homegirl be going on her lunch break. And she be wanting to tell me the tea. She just gonna have to wait. I already know who she calling about. We gonna have that segment later because I know. Okay. So Maurice said something about the SCX, right? And basically saying that he showed him a different perspective. And I think it's with his childhood trauma, a different perspective of why he feel the way he does and why they're going there and stuff. And, you know, Kimmy said that didn't happen, like the whole conversation, right? And they showing a flashback of, they showed a flashback of it or whatever. And he said that he didn't say it wasn't normal, but Kimmy said that it isn't normal. And he said, why do you desire? Maurice said he didn't say that. He just said his perspective of why you desire, and it's not coming from an unhealthy place. Then what? So basically, he's questioning the therapist. And so Kimmy says she believes that, you know, he's good at the tools for him to do it because also he is a man. And he brought up the terminology, saying that Maurice was hypersexual. That's what kind of made Maurice upset. But Maurice, you gotta understand, men become that when they get older. Somehow, I don't know why. Till they hit a certain, they still have the you know, we all know men kind of catch up a little later than women. Kimmy's own might not be there anymore right now, you know, and yours might be there and it might catch up. Relax. You know, need my ice cream. Relax. She said if it's the norm, Kimmy asked him if it was the norm, I work to change it. And he's saying if she is okay having activities 3 to 4 times a day, they shouldn't stop him. And Kimmy says she feel like he liked to hear himself talk, you know, and, you know, she just kind of like, oh, okay. And he likes to be right, you know. So as they're having a conversation, he's talking about his desire. She said the reason why that she doesn't let him do it 3 times a day, because when they first got together, Maurice used to work. He used to do this and do that. And he was like, oh, really? I'm not the same. And he got upset. Like, he was upset about it. She was like, no. Maurice said, you know, he wanted to drop the conversation because sometimes he do feel like he want a divorce. And she said, are you sure you saying what you saying? And then left us there. Now, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of that. Y'all go on MGF reality and go watch it. But let me tell you something. Maurice, you should have never brought that up. Because he ready to pack his bags and go. And he know it's going to backfire. Let me say this. Don't do that. Ain't nothing out here for either one of y'all. I'm telling you now, take a while. Now with this trailer, we see Trish. We're hearing that Trish was in the comments that we supposed to see March 7th with Nell, them son. Hard eyes and kissy faces and all that shit. And they told Ken. Then we see Maurice and Marceau get into it. I don't know what's up with Maurice. We've never seen Maurice like this before. But, you know, that's brotherly, whatever. You know, Destiny still dating. Miss Nell say, you know, she need her Mr. Chris to do something. Chris and Marceau go, child, it's a mess. I'm just telling y'all be ready for March 7th. I don't know, not Carlos, come here. I don't know why you have us waiting this long. I don't know what the gist is. But next time, don't do that no more. Don't do that no more, okay? Don't do that no more. We gotta wait a whole 2 months. Who coming back on TV that you got? Is it Detroit? If you making room for Detroit, I'm cool. We all right. We all right. All right, y'all. Let's go to these child. This was a mess, honey. Angel, I'm gonna give you another baton to do another what you call it, trip for the girls. This one was poopy. It was a little poopy. But I see both sides. But Angel hinting, I don't think the ladies listened when they said, hey, and they would have to pay more for a hotel because she's saying it's their peak time in Colorado. She not lying, because when it started to get cold during fall and winter, I don't know what it is about everybody going to Colorado. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. I don't know what it is. Everybody and mama go up there. Trying to tell you. So we get to the trip. Angel chin check the ladies. Yeah, I said chin check. I said what I said. I said what I said. It was day one in Colorado. Chin checked the ladies about if they had any information about her husband and his realtor situation. Wendy said that she know the girl that's a realtor. And the realtor girl said that basically she was looking for it. When I heard what the realtor said, I say that was the dumbest thing I ever heard, because everybody know you can't find $100,000 house with only paying $1,000. And I thought to myself at first, I was like, oh, yeah. But then when you listen to it again, that shit don't sound right. Why would she say that? Why would you? And you a realtor, girl. Y'all don't ever say that lady name. Y'all don't go look for that lady. There's no shade. That don't sound right. Every realtor know you're not gonna find her for that's 100,000 for 1,000. That your credit got to be 1,000 plus for that type of party. Now she might get some 2 to 3,000 a month. That's not bad. Maybe 4, depends. Your credit ain't one, and that means Jesus got to work a miracle. A miracle. That don't sound right to me. It just don't. So they had a conversation when they told her, and then they asked her was she gonna call, and they was like, no, I'm not. She was like, whatever somebody told you was not true. She said that's not what I asked her. They was like, well, you gonna call her? You gonna call her? And she was like, no, I'm not finna call her. And I agree. I have to agree. Like, listen, I love the ladies, but I gotta agree, and I'm gonna tell you why. If she called or not, they still would not believe her. Chew on that. If she called or not, they still not gonna believe her because of the little hazing they're doing. Chew on that. We're not gonna sit here and act like they were gonna call her. If she did, they would go behind her back and talk cash shit. We're not gonna act like she. Come on now, let's be for real. For real. Like, I don't know why they play these games. So all the ladies are talking. Giselle was like she getting her a hotel. Giselle, I'm finna call you out. Cause that same, I can't wait till Karen get out. Karen gonna talk junk to you. The same thing you did to Karen on her getaway trip. I can't wait. Don't forget, Giselle, you gonna have another getaway trip. Auntie Giselle, yes. I still call you auntie. Even Karen is my auntie now, okay? And it's no shade, but you're still my auntie. Giselle, when that man, Lord Jesus, not that man. Who is you dating? You dating somebody. When you have a getaway trip and Karen is back, I'm telling you now, Karen and Angel are gonna mess up your trip like you did everybody else. I hope you're ready for it on the next season, Giselle. Auntie, stop doing that to folks. Why you do that? I'm disappointed. There ain't no Auntie Karen to come out. I be telling you, you be doing too much sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You gotta relax. So she say she gonna get a hotel. Well, basically, Kay and Tia going to Angel's house. Which, can I be honest? I don't blame her. Why have all the ladies when these ladies act like they don't like you so they can? I mean, ain't gonna lie. Was it a petty move? Yeah, but then. I mean, can you blame Angel? They don't like her. They like her, but they don't like. They like her, but they trying to like her until a limit. To me, and I feel. I feel like she's a new Mia to them because she took Mia's spot. She's a new Mia. That's why they don't like her. She took a spot. Hello. Let's be for real. And I love all the ladies. I'm just being honest. So some of the women that don't, Angel was like, she a humble lady. They should be gratitude. Giselle is upset she don't have a bathroom. So they get to Angel house. They have a conversation. And Monique then was like, that it feels weird that all the ladies are not there because they're so used to the ladies being there and stuff like that. Giselle says she don't have a bathroom and she want to get a hotel. So the next day they have no water. So to go out to dinner, there's no water going on with the Airbnb, and they didn't know. Angel didn't know. So Angel introduced Jason, her husband, friends to everybody. And all the ladies felt like, oh my God, I feel so offended. And da-da-da. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me give y'all some tea. And can I be honest with y'all? Angel going to talk to her husband because that's her husband. That's her best friend, right? So Ashley hit it on the head, and I agree. But what y'all got to understand, this is like with Wendy. If Wendy tell her husband something about the girls in their first meeting, Eddie not finna be acceptive. Eddie ain't finna accept that shit. Stacy husband don't F with everybody. He just F with Wendy and her husband. So what was the difference to doing it to Angel husband, then not doing it to Kay? Stacy husband doing it to Tia. Stacy husband doing it to Ashley. So what's the difference? Why? Because the same thing with Ashley husband. I don't know why they feel like they forget. Ashley husband didn't like everybody either. The same thing with Chris. The same thing with Candace husband. Once they found out he didn't like them like that. The same thing with Candace. So I don't understand why all this messy talk about Stacy. You gotta hush because you can't say because your husband don't like everybody. I don't understand what's all this messy conversation about Angel husband when everybody's husband don't like y'all being messy. And I bit my ice cream cone on that, huh? Can we be honest? Everybody husband don't like the messy stuff y'all do and say about their wives. Juan, he didn't even show up to the reunion. Does that mean that y'all be doing too damn much? Huh? I got chocolate all on my shirt. Okay. That mean y'all be doing too much. I don't know. And I'm starting to see y'all got to stop. If it's nothing that serious, put it like this. I see Monique being concerned because their football wives and Monique know in and out the business. Ashley, girl, come on now. Let's be for real. Let's be for real, sis. Come on now. So Stacy felt some type of way of the introduction when they talking about who those people. Girl, y'all don't have people around other people too. Y'all doing too much. So then they went and they had dinner. She's telling them, if anybody need anything, they're gonna have a good time. Giselle told them about the water situation in the home. So she said that's not cool. She don't want them to stay without no water. That's not all right. So the Monique situation came up again about her Etsy husband. And I want to know who is on. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna get into it, but somebody calling that man with this tea of this show, and I know it's not producers. It can't be. They're not stringing that along for ratings. The man is not coming on there. This is not. Some ain't right in the pudding pop. So Giselle said she was being messy with getting Tia and Stacy to do the potato sack, and they worked out great. So Stacy says she don't have an issue with Tia, but she came on the bed ragging of hating Stacy, and she was like she don't know who she is. And when they met, she described Tia as someone who was bullheaded, neutral, and wanted to get to know, introduced to her family and stuff. And she said maybe it don't mean nothing to you, but it mean a lot to me. And then she went and flipped and then jumped on I hate Stacy bandwagon. Now, the producers are messy because they showed the clip, was Stacy and Tia were having a conversation. And Stacy husband and Tia had a conversation. And Stacy butts in and said, he got something to do. He won't be back in town. And find out she lied instead of just saying, I don't want my husband. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care what y'all say. Something's a little weird when it comes to... I'm starting to see it. Something I don't like, but we'll talk about it later. It's certain black women that Stacey don't like. I don't know. Is it because she feel like they get too close with her husband, like chocolate? I don't know. Stacey, this your second round again, baby. Just you still gonna get your ring if he want to give it to you. Calm down, okay? It's out of love. But relax, cousin. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So, they had that conversation about Tia felt like she lied. And she kind of did lie about that situation because she said here, and Wendy even knew she lied about it because they could have all met with their husbands and the wives could have had a great, lovely dinner, get to know each other as a married couple. That's what married couples do. Even if they wasn't married, they would have been a great couple. They cool. So, Stacey feel like if Angel having a bad day, she's on Angel's side and Giselle hate her, and she said it's probably every day she gonna support Giselle on the hating of her. And I'm still trying to figure out how Giselle hates you when Giselle take up for you all the time. So Tia say she took a step back because everything that people say about Stacey is the truth. And she say she know who she are, but more importantly, she don't think Stacey know who she is. And saying the example of Monique about the situation with her ex-husband. And there was a recording, if y'all remember, that Stacey was sitting there saying they dated, they had a conversation one time, but it was nothing serious. Remember, we didn't say it, the production showed that. So Tia brought that up about that situation. And she said she don't know that man. And she said, no, I don't know that man. And Giselle looking like, what? And then she said, have you spoken to her about Monique's marriage? And she lied and saying that she knew, because it's a clip, because Tia did say she know him from social media. She don't even know him like that personally, which we saw on Carlos King and all of that. She said she know Chris. They are good friends. They still have conversations. Did she not? And so I'm kind of like, what? I'm not understanding. I'm confused. But Giselle said first she didn't, but then she admitted she did. And Tia said, what I'm saying is you a liar. You lie so much. So Monica saying, she asked her, was this before the situation that she got the call and all of that? And they said it had to be before. And it was before. And Ashley was like, it's baffling as to what Stacey trying to do because she keep getting caught in her lies. And she said she saw people they hung out, and Chris was one of those people that she hung out with. Even Ashley called her out on it. The reason why Tia and Ashley, and a lot of people are like, why they care? Let me tell you why they care. Monique came out and said that they had issues. Monique was in the car with them or being around them where the children in their father care would call her instead of him calling her. They have issues with their primary custody situation. Yes, people are going to jump on the defense and care because we're going to move on and skip around on that argument. Monique came out and said it is very hard and detrimental right now because allegedly Chris has sent papers to the lawyers and made it to where it won't be a 50-50 custody, and he will have primary custody of the children if he keep getting things sent to him about it. This is why Monique didn't want to come back. Monique said, y'all don't understand. She said, I can't sit here and say Stacey said this and that. She said, but I'm getting to know you. But if I feel anything, I will. She said this once, twice, 3 times. She said she will back up from Stacey because when it comes to her children, and I'm glad she has changed because we all know she would have popped Stacey. But when it comes to her children, she is not playing with nobody in her peace when the situation is that man will come for her and her children. Meaning he will try to take her children. I don't blame her. I would too. I would whack away too. I'm not doing that because let me tell you something. When we come between a mother and a child, she's not finna do that. She said, and then people ask, they say, well, what happened? You know what I'm saying? When the times where y'all were together, was it nasty? Then she said, no, she said he didn't want me to divorce him. Sure did. After that dinner, they all went home or whatever. They had to drive an hour away. She said he didn't want a divorce, but he got one, and I don't know what to tell him. That's exactly what she did. If y'all want to read her book, she got more information now. I'm not telling it; it's her story to tell, and this is why, she feel like, you know, that she feels something with Angel. And I kind of sense it a little bit, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say this. I don't think Angel and Monique got beef. What I can tell you is I think Angel didn't want to go because she's breastfeeding. I didn't know she was breastfeeding her baby still. They had asked her to go, and I think Angel don't like being away from her baby too long. But Monique say, let him watch the kids, you come out. I think Angel's still going through the postpartum connection, because we saw so let's use Ashanti as an example. I watched Nelly and Ashanti. We saw where Ashanti say she had to jump back on the plane to make sure her child has breast milk and all that. It's not saying that Angel don't want to hang out with them. It's just saying that right now, the energy of giving and breast milk. And I feel like Angel should have had that conversation with Monique separate. Say, can I talk to you a little later? And I think they could have had that conversation. But I'm gonna kindly say this. Angel don't want to be around people that say she got evicted. She don't trust them like that. They don't made it that way. Now, my bad, y'all. I don't know what they fixing out there. I don't know, but it sounds like they're hitting the internet thing. I wish they hurry up. Anywho, because I'm trying to finish this. We got other stuff to move on to. I don't know. They've been working out there and mowing and shit for the past two. If the grass ain't cut by now, stop. Then it might be don't need to be cut. God dang. What the hell? I know we finna get cold, but come on now. Anywho, hold on, y'all. Let me. Okay, here we go. So where was I at? So I think that's the situation. But she did talk to her husband, say she wasn't sure she want to go and everything. So it left off to where they had water, then they didn't have water. And she said they had the conversation before they gonna meet up with the girls because they supposed to go to Aspen. And Stacey was like, "Yeah, we got water." Then they say we don't have water, but Angel was like, she called them and said, "Hey," she said, "nobody should be out water. We need water." So they went and turned it on. Now, if it's some water not going on, then whatever. So K and T was like, they agreed to say, "Listen, we just gonna put that up with anybody." But she said, "I'm not gonna talk about my husband or anything like that. My marriage, please don't come from my marriage," right? I believe Angel has watched the show and seen how they do marriages. Now, on the next episode, Giselle overstepped her boundaries and asked the girls, can she take over the entire trip? I don't know why Giselle feel like doing that. Giselle, stop the hazing. Okay. Is Giselle a Delta? I'm not sure. I think Giselle a Delta. I want to say Happy Founders Day, but I don't want her to. What? No, she an AKA. Never mind. I'll tell her Happy Founders Day for AKA. Giselle, stop. Why you do that every time the girls come around? I notice you do that to test their limits. Can you stop doing that? Just get to openly know everybody. Then if it get there, then test their limits. Giselle, stop. You be getting on my nerves, but I'm gonna wait and see how it play out. I'm gonna give you that. I'll wait to see how it play out. I ain't gonna talk too much junk about you. I love you, but you a mess. All right, so now the Married to Medicine child. Ooh, Jesus be my fan. So it was a little nice sentimental thing. So, Quad talks to Dr. Heavenly and Toya. Well, Quad talks to Dr. Heavenly, Contessa, Angel, and Toya. And she wasn't at the bag thing when they made their custom bags. And they say, you missed what happened. Excuse me. She said, I know, I'm just trying to get these kids, go to Africa, have my kids be happy. Because she wants to be a mom now and stuff and move forward. So they tell her what happened with the bag situation. And they were the conversation, what they're trying to understand with Toya is, why are we talking about your child now when it happened years ago? And she, like Contessa, say, why are we still talking about child that happened years ago? And say because it came out with the blogs, that's why it came out. And then they asked it, Dr. Simone look it up, and Contessa started laughing, and Quad head went back like, girl. And then then come to find out, Quad was shocked because Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Contessa say that they threw her under the bus. It started already that Dr. Simone be looking stuff up. And Dr. Simone say she look up everybody's shit. And everybody say why. She say because she can. Now they thinking she look up backgrounds. Dr. Simone be, hey Dr. Simone. She be watching the blog. I'm not throwing her under the bus. Dr. Simone watches us just like Dr. Heavenly. They watch. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, do they give out information? I don't know. That ain't my business. I don't know. I ain't hear nothing. I don't know. Now, one thing Dr. Heavenly come out and tell it. Now, Dr. Simone heard it. She gonna come out and tell it too. But I haven't heard or seen, oh, I got this information. Even they wouldn't tell. I don't think they would. I don't think they would give that much out. I don't. So Quad said, what type of friend is looking up everybody's shit? And then, Dr. Tessa say she don't like it to focus on her Simone. And she say if she had the number, she'll look up about that Rolls Royce that she got last year. Oh, no. Wait, that Quad got. She said she had the right information numbers to look it up. She'll look up Quad Rolls Royce, the VIN number, and see who owned that girl Rolls Royce. So Quad say, what? What type of nosy bitches did? Quad said, now wait a damn minute, bitch. You ain't about goddamn business a little too much. Quad say, you know what? She say she should have known Dr. Heavenly was going to come and tell me. I don't know why the hell she told her that. She should have known. And, now Quad is like, she don't trust her. Because now she snooping around looking for something and ain't asked. I feel like, Quad, you need to talk to Dr. Simone about it. Pull her to the side and say, I'm hearing that you looking up people things. You said you'll look up. Why do you feel the need to do that? That's it. Get your own answer. Dr. Heavily don't give a damn. So then we go into Dr. Mimi and Stevie. Steve, sorry, not Stevie, that's Stevie Jr. Steve checks on Dr. Mimi. I feel like, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna feel with Dr. Mimi, because Dr. Mimi need her just a time, like some days off of. I know she was a doctor. She helped with mental health and psychiatry and and therapy and stuff. I really feel like Dr. Mimi gets an overload of everybody dumping everything on her, and it's okay to have some days to where she have an R&R time with just herself. If it means going to the spa, going to get her nails done or her feet done or a massage, or just sitting back reading her book, drinking a glass of wine, right? And she needs an R&R day, because listening to, we're gonna get into it, where people come to her with their emotions and things that could take a toll after a while. And she needs her an R&R day. Relax and release. Release, relax, and not relate. Release, relax, and not relate for that. So she fixing little Stevie, her oldest son, who is autistic, some snacks. And he's asking, his daddy coming? Because he want to see his daddy. He miss his daddy. He's like, listen, where's my dad? I got my snacks and stuff. Where's my daddy? So, she's playing with him, getting ready. He say, see, I told you daddy was coming. He came in, little Stevie on the floor, touching his feet. It's so cute, y'all. He just having him a ball at home. He got his football. He laying there like, yeah, cool. I got the whole house and my parents to myself. Because the little girl, she's staying, I think, taking a break from her brother. She's staying with someone for a week. So, little Stevie, he's, just enjoying himself. And they say it becomes overwhelming. And when Stevie have a challenge, it does take a toll. And Mimi was like, she don't want her to feel like she on edge and all of that with Stevie, because she was like, listen, we all on edge. Stevie is autistic, right? But Stevie, I ain't gonna lie, he looks like he's a happy, active kid. Even though, yeah, he autistic, like he just, yay. Sometimes, or when he get flustered and upset, he gonna tell you his emotions, right? Because that's how he communicate. But he looks like he just, yay, I'm gonna run around and have fun. And that seems like that's with him. And sometimes Dr. Mimi was like, I just need he's 8, so the older he get, I think Stevie will be okay. Dr. Mimi and Steve are working with him. They continue working with him right now. It's a little, but once he get older and they keep working and doing the work, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. So she has feelings and stuff, and so they want Savannah to just be a 7-year-old and not worry about her brother. Hey, and it's a lot of responsibility at 7 years old, because you have an 8-year-old brother that just, he has different ways of communicating his needs and stuff. And you can tell he getting better, but at some point, they're saying it could be a lot, right? So Dr. Mimi was saying, it'd be times where he get upset, he'll throw something, and, or, you got to bob and weave, because you don't know if he going to throw something in his moment, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, she says she's been on edge because she's having conversation with women who have lost their children through any time, you know what I'm saying? So she's doing that. This is why I say, she say every day, she say today just been an on edge day. And she was crying. She say it's just so much, it's been an on edge day. It's just so on edge. Like, I really don't know how to feel. So she was crying, and she say it's a lot, but she pushing through, right? Here is my thing. Dr. Mimi need a me time. Just a me time. Just a day of me time. She needs just a relaxed day for one day. And I feel like once she get that 24 hours, she'll snap back in. Sometimes that's what it takes, because you have your son, then your daughter feeling like, oh my God, this is a lot. And then you dealing with her emotions. Then you and your husband trying to say, okay, figure out to say, okay, well, let's figure out what we can do, because this is a situation. You got women coming to you because they need your help. They need to be in therapy. They need someone to talk to understand, to relate. Dr. Mimi, I feel like, need at least one day out of every, you know what I'm saying? Just to relax. Or at least 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes two. Soak in the tub when the kids are asleep. Get you a bottle of wine the day, or take a day, and it's okay. I feel like that's what's needed. Then we go into Dr. Heavenly meet up with her half brother. Now this what got me. I wasn't surprised about this. I knew this was gonna come out, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know. There was somebody allegedly said that they know them. They didn't say if they work with them or not. But they said that Dr. Heavenly does have a half brother. And when it happened, it was a call. Now, I don't know if this is the half brother with the phone call. We'll see how that play out. I don't know. Or I think she called her uncle or called his uncle. Somebody in there still there. But all I know is I knew this was going to come, because Dr. Heavenly childhood life is still being figured out. Dr. Heavenly came, or if she probably had this come out as a storyline now, because she's running to be part of Atlanta, Georgia. Is it representatives? I believe so. So, when it comes to politics, they go digging. Especially, they dig hard if you're a black woman. I want y'all to pay attention. They dig hard if you're a black woman. Trust me, because they know that black people go against black people is a norm. That's why I be telling y'all, hold accountable, but hold accountable with grace, because they play on that too. So Dr. Heavenly, she came out, and because we all know they stay in black people business. So she came out and said she got a half brother. She has a brother before her father and mother got married. And he wasn't married to their mom, and she has two brothers, I believe. I think it's him and other, I'm not sure how many, but they had a conversation. He said, my daughters look like you and all of that. And they had a conversation, because from what we understood, it was only Heavenly and her sister who she don't talk to. So now she has a brother. They had a conversation, and the brother said he going through the same thing that he went through with his son, and the same thing that Heavenly going with her son, and he gave her, some things to say and how to do things a little better. I'm gonna say this: anybody, if you Heavenly from Dade County, a lot of y'all be like, why they act that way? Because how they grew up down there. Y'all gotta understand, especially in the major cities of Florida, and it could be in Atlanta too, and even some families in New Orleans can say the same thing. There's a thing of, you gotta eat them before they eat you. That's period. I gotta come at you before you come at me. Survival. That's just what it is. You cuss at your kids, you don't try to, you try to do different, but then that thing come in where you just like, Argh! And sometimes you like, hold on. It be like that. And once you learn to work through it, you fine. But he was telling her, give him some time, he will be there. He was just telling his experience or whatever. So that's when they decided that Heavenly would say she was going to have a family cookout. So the family cookout, family reunion was Toya and all the cast, and everybody has to make a mac and cheese dish. Let me tell you about Toya being Toya hell. I can't stop laughing, Jesus. Toya best. Let me tell you about this one over here named Toya with the ponytails. With the ponytail of different styles. Miss, I think she's from Detroit or Chicago. Miss Detroit. I think she's from Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. Toya, that's why it makes sense. Let me see. Is from Detroit, and most Detroit girls are label girls. Destiny, a label. Let's what they say. Out the way. What is it? I wish they stopped working on this Wi-Fi, because I'm trying to see something. Oh, I'm about to say. And it kind of now, that is not Toya. That is what you call it. I think Toya is. Yeah, she from Detroit, Michigan. She a labor girl. Of course, her and Destiny. That's why everybody like, she's such a labor. She's from Detroit. That's why her hair is always laid. Then her labels. And that's why I don't I get mad, but then I don't, because I ain't feeling a lot of you Detroit females talk to their niggas like that, okay? Anyway, and it's no shade. They do that. They just, it's no shade. Anybody from Detroit, y'all can say, hell yeah, I talk to my man like that sometimes. That's just what they do. Because they feel like you're not, let me tell you something, you can't play somebody that's gonna play you bad. That's just how they are. Toya had her son make the truffle mac and cheese. Everybody made their version of the mac and cheese. Cecil made some kind of Texas mac and cheese. Everybody made mac and cheese. It was a mac and cheese contest. So everybody in the families take how many they voted for. So Toya said she was gonna be in charge of the box. And then in the midst of all that situation, before it started raining, Angel was talking to her guy friend. Toya walked her fat heads up. Toya, come here. I'm gonna whoop you. You fatty. Toya walked herself over there to Asia while she talking to him and say, "Oh, you came because she told you I was gonna hook her up with somebody." You know what? You know what? You know what, Toya? Ain't nobody asked you to tell that man that. You, in a way, it was petty because it's like, oh, well, maybe if y'all working it out, I should hook y'all up. Let me see what it said. You could have asked how he felt about you. You didn't have to do all that with that girl information out there. Like, you should have asked him, you know what, how you feel about my girl? Then all of a sudden it's, oh, we working it out. So he was like, oh, okay, y'all working it out. Okay, then. So what took so long now? And then Angel was like, we taking our time. She was like, oh, okay. Toya, you wrong for that. So then Heavenly came with her brother. She said, I see everybody, but I don't see the other son. Where is he at? So everybody cut eyes at Toya. Toya is hell. So Toya took the box and told who to vote for who. Her son was finna vote for another family to be fair. She said, if you do that, I'm gonna cut you off. She said, you finna make me mad. So, child, Toya won by default. She rigged the vote. She rigged it. She said, my son made this truffle roux and he is gonna win. And you won't sit here and tell me my son. Toya is a mess, child. So going after that nice evening, Quad and she calls King on the phone. Because Quad was out there, everybody was out there. Angel brought in her hometown family. And, everybody had a good time. So after that situation, she called King when they got home and the next day, and they were talking about the embryos. So they're saying that Quad embryos are not progressing as they should. One is just started to progress, the other three have not, because King was like he want a boy, and she say, I know you want a boy because you're masculine stuff and everything, which makes sense. So Quad was crying and she was hurt, and he was like, in a way, I understand what she was saying, but I understand what he was saying. Let me break it down to you. He don't care how much money she spend or none of that to be happy. He wants her to be happy and have her child. He has a child already, he said, but he don't want to see Quad cry and keep going through this. You know what I'm saying? Meaning it makes him upset to see her cry about this, not because he don't like her, but because he know this is what she wants. It has nothing to do with what he's like. Yeah, I don't want to keep going through this because I don't like that's how you going through. But at the same time, if this is what you want, we're gonna do that. I'm with you. So Quad was like, she been through too much. She don't want nobody to do that to her. And she's upset because she wanted her kids. She wanted babies. And I understand. A lot of people wanted her to have. I'm glad she didn't have them with Dr. G. I'm sorry. They didn't last. And I'm going to tell you why, baby. Because the custody battle would have been nastier than nasty. When I say nasty, nasty. We see how he treats her now. I think Dr. G has some things he need to work on before he have children. For some reason, he's not having children because it's something that he needs to work on in order to have them kids. And it got to be because think about it. Can we be honest? I feel like his temper is one. That's what I feel. And I feel that's why he hasn't had one. I feel like that's probably why it's taken so long for Sweet Tea to become pregnant too. But Quada's upset. She wanted to go. And I feel like this required, okay, those didn't work. Because he was like, he don't want to keep sticking herself and doing all of that. King don't want to keep doing all that. Okay, that didn't work. I understand you upset, but that didn't work. You still got more eggs. So now you need to catch on to what it is now that needs to be done. Maybe it's not meant for you to go through that. Maybe if, you just go ahead when you have relations and you ovulate and don't go to the bathroom and take a shower and let God give his course. It'll happen. Let it run its course. You keep getting up and hitting the shower. No, or using the bathroom. Girl, go to sleep. Have a drunk night with him, a good drunk night, and go to sleep. Now, if you want some information, hit my DM. I can contact my friend. We can go to. Now, listen. I don't know if this candle might work for you. Now, my friend did her ovulating candle. If you need the lady number, we'll make sure you get that. Yeah, girl. Call me. Or DM me, because I follow you. DM me, girl. Yeah, I did. My friend will tell you to go to the candle shop and go get the one. It's a fertility candle. Don't blow it out. Let it do its thing. Yeah, some women result to that. It's okay, So and then ladies, stop going to the bathroom and stop, and keep praying. It's gonna have, y'all know sometimes you gotta do the work too now, but don't go take no shower. Don't use the tinkle. Lay down, just lay down. Be like, I can't move. Or let him lay on top of you, in you. FYI, and you probably be pregnant. That's the best time. Let him lay in here with it. Let us get a chance to be closed in to swim. Trust me, that happened to me twice. Yeah. Yeah, you tell a person to move, y'all too messed up to move. 9 months, child. Trust me. That happened to me twice. Sometimes liqueur is your best friend. And do it at home. Trust me, girl. You'll be pregnant in no time. All right, y'all. That is all for the recap. I will be back on reality TV thing because we're talking about Jennifer and Christian Gold. I'm going to read the documents and then we're going to go down. Child, she done responded. We're going to talk about that and then we're going to go down a rabbit hole. Jennifer is still in denial. I don't know what his auntie and Christian got on her to where she got to be in denial, because I feel like we'll talk about it on my life. I will see you guys at, let me see what time. We don't have to talk about this because ain't no way you sitting here. Ain't no way you sitting here on God's lovely earth. I'll be live at 3:15, but you sitting here saying that people setting you up on a witch hunt. Husband hunt. We're going to talk about it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys at 3:15. Don't forget, we will be talking about this in Real Housewives of Atlanta trailer might be coming out because we sure got to talk about Shamia and Portia. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.